And welcome back, everybody, to more Mechabellum. Apparently, I am player red. And, what? What? What am I doing? I tried to press Control T to switch sides, but apparently, well, it seems to have worked out after. I'm not gonna try to understand what exactly happened here. I think it somehow switched into Ego View, quote unquote. But now I can freely swap the board again, however I see fit. Yeah, I'm gonna stay as blue player here. That is just what I'm used to. We are having some aggro defense here, and as I've already made the point in previous videos, I do love myself a good amount of hacker as well, but a good amount of Fang aggro defense. So my opponent has gone for full arc lights and steel bores, literally no chaff here. I think that is not exactly a good play. He does, however, kind of need the chaff clear because we have extra fangs. And these extra fangs can definitely put the hurt on some of these steel balls in aggregate. The question is, will it be enough? On this side, the opponent has kind of broken through and a lot of my fangs are dead. But it's also going to take a while before these steel balls die. I think it's just not going to work enough. Probably get the Arclight dead. Yeah. Alright, so a single steel ball survived, but that pack also leveled, which is kinda bad. We have haste. I do pick it. After all, I'm planning on going for carry fangs here. I think my opponent right now has no idea about that. He takes improved sandworm. Interesting. I can definitely see steel ball sandworm being a pack that you definitely want to go. Like Steel Ball, Sandworm, and add an not an Overlord, what's it called again? A Wraith to that pack. You have the Chaffler, you have the Anti-Giant, and you have the big tanky thing that stands in the front and absorbs all the fire until there's Melter or Acid on the board in any sort of meaningful quantity. My opponent goes for a missile to defend, straight in the middle. I think some crawlers are gonna survive this. Yep. So if the fight goes on long enough, they can actually kill the tower. But at the same time, I doubt that these level 1 untagged fangs can deal with some level 1 untagged crawlers. Fight is not looking pretty at the front either. The steel balls are already on my storm crawlers, and the leveled pack is definitely a menace right now. So it looks like this is gonna be one that I lose quite badly at the moment. Though I did cost my opponent a missile, 50 in supply. That he's not gonna get back. These crawlers do get a tower, but they aren't accomplishing anything else. Alright. Round number 3, still no reinforcements, so round number 4 is going to be reinforcements. Also, what does my opponent not have? A lot of chaff. He has 2 crawlers in my flank, and that's all the chaff he has. I decide to drop fire. It should still do decent damage, even to these units. And it's time to drop the first tech on the fangs. My opponent also drops fire. I mean, that makes sense. It is powerful into my board right now, because it's literally just chaff and stormcallers. The thing about Incendiary is it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But if there's a lot of time units spent, and that time is spent shooting at fangs and getting shot at by stormcallers, hopefully to support, then that can actually do some value. But the right answer is I just plain wasn't really thinking about it that much. You see Incendiary, you kind of just take it. But you can see that it does get some value. Even this Arclight is about to die. Didn't die all that quickly. Some steel balls are dying to the fire. The Arclight is also taking a lot of damage here, even like this. And yeah, there is one Stormcaller left, and literally everything else has to kind of move through the fire. And a lot of units die here. Not all of them, though, sadly. So overall, I'm not sure who got the better end of that Incendiary. We have a Farseer, we have Phoenixes, we have Wasps, and we have Tarantulas. My opponent does take the Farseer, probably trying to take it out. to try it out. Yeah, Fangs get ranged this time around, and the Phoenixes should be all the DPS that I need to deal with these units, I hope. Now these Fangs are actually getting somewhat scary-ish. Some of these Fangs have level to level 2. There isn't much XP on these in the front, though. But these Fangs, they can do some damage. There is some steel balls coming in from this side. But you can definitely see that the gunnery squad of Fangs is starting to take the crawlers down. I did also put some additional Fangs here as an attempt to deal with these Mustangs behind the crawlers. At least in this round it wasn't working out, but they were spawning in this round. So, like, that is definitely iffy in the next round for my opponent, to say the least. High level Farseer, very powerful, can intercept all these Stormcaller missiles, but the Fangs literally just gun it down, and that is a lot of experience for my Fangs. Level 3 Farseer. That is 2 packs of leveled Fangs right here. We have ER Vulcan and advanced offensive tactics. That's what I do. Suddenly these Fangs are starting to look like real menaces. How many Fangs is that in one squad? So it's 3 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 18 Fangs. And each of them is hitting every second for over 150, almost 160 DPS. That is some serious DPS. My opponent has decided to throw a shield down. I guess that is a very sustainable and permanent defense. Although I could go more into this flank and try to win it this way. I do decide to drop the haste on one of the Phoenixes, and it's time to bring out the hackers. Because Hacker-Fang is an actual unit composition again, due to all of the Fang buffs, I would say. And we're gonna see how good it is. Look at that Farseer. Can't even intercept all of the missiles here. Now, the hackers aren't exactly placed amazingly. This one does get some value, though. This one mostly got its stuff shot away by the Phoenixes. And I guess the same is true for the other one as well. Look at the amount of damage that these Fangs have done to the shield in this time. I still lose the tower to the flank. My opponent is throwing down ever more units on this flank. I do have the hacker to slow that push down. But it doesn't really have many units that are worth getting. The question is, can all of these Fangs kill the Farseer? And I think the answer is no. Still, 300 damage. Only 300 damage. Not too bad. More unit drops. We have Scorpions. But you probably don't want this, or the Rhinos, or the Typhoons into the board that I have. And Melters aren't the answer here either. Well, maybe later on. With EMP, they can definitely do something. I do take the Rhino just to sell it. And my opponent is taking the Typhoons. But Typhoons are outranged by these Fangs. Not by much, but they are outranged by these Fangs. And he kinda already has a unit on the board that can accomplish this, and it's leveling. So I think he should definitely go more into the Mustangs. This round I couldn't sell a Phoenix, but I could definitely deploy more hackers. And they should hopefully get the job done. Another level 2 hacker. Do I get like an upgrade? Well, I do level the Fangs. And I think I don't even need HP upgrades, but I kind of just had the money. And this pack of Stormcrawlers is still getting a good amount of damage done. So the steel balls do destroy the Fang shields quite quickly, but now there's a whole lot more hackers out. Do we see some locks on steel balls? We do now. And next we should see some locks on these Typhoons. Would be better with range. Well, kinda never mind, it has been handled already by the higher range Fangs. Right now these hackers have less range than the Fangs, which is very suboptimal. But you can see that the Fang and Hacker Ball is starting to get really, really annoying here for my opponent. This is starting to pile up in damage.